law, and Dolev law handles estate planning and asset protection matters. And I actually want to start off with a common misconception that estate planning and asset protection are really just reserved for the ultra wealthy. And in my humble opinion, I think this is false because, in my opinion, oftentimes estate planning and asset protection is even more important when we have everyday income and when we have a small business and we also have assets. And why is that? The reason for that is that we cannot afford the cost of doing nothing. I'm going to give you a few examples of what I mean. That is by no means a comprehensive list. But the first example, annually, over 19 million civil cases gets launched across the U.S. And the majority of these, as you can see, real estate, contract disputes, landlord-tenant disputes, small business disputes. And so if you have a small business or you have business assets, it's not a question of if you're going to be involved in a lawsuit, it really is a question of when. Another piece of information, when we have a small business with more than one partner, typically the majority of these small businesses operate with no written agreement. And yes, having a do-it-yourself agreement or maybe something you grabbed offline sometimes is the same as having no agreement at all. And when we have that, when we have no agreement or maybe a poorly drafted agreement, that means we have gaps, which means that if we have a partner that had passed away, maybe we had a partner that got divorced, maybe we have a partner that stopped contributing to the business in any way, now we have chaos. Anything between litigation and a fire sale of our assets, because now we cannot afford to keep the business running. And a final piece of information, 68% of Americans have no estate plan at all. When we have individuals, we're really looking at around 80%. And if you don't have an estate plan, that means that your personal assets, your business assets, will go through lengthy, very costly legal proceedings after you pass. And so why am I telling you all this? I'm not telling this to scare you. For me, from my personal perspective, these risks are structural risks. It's just part of the package when you are working on building and growing your legacy. And so, in my opinion, these risks should be addressed. If you're not addressing them, you're operating on the offense financially, but you're playing on the defense legally. And I'm here to tell you, you can have your cake and eat it too. Protection or protection tool, estate planning and asset protection can and should be part of your overall strategy, part of your overall plan as you're working on building your business and scaling it. You can have your cake and eat it too, I'm telling you. So how do you do that? Of course, we cannot have a discussion about that because we're lacking time today. But I'm going to be here for the duration of the evening. If you have any questions on that, I'm more than happy to answer those. Thank you for having me, and enjoy your evening.